At the inception of the present administration in Ekiti State in October 16, 2010, Governor Kayode Fayemi unveiled his administration's 8-point agenda, which he described as the roadmap to total recovery of Ekiti State. Infrastructural development, with particular attention to aggressive construction of roads, takes the second position in the 8-point agenda. In the 8-point agenda, which is also a social contract between the governor and Ekiti people, the governor pledged that by 2014 all major roads in the state will be accessible and motorable.
In that 8-point agenda, our major promise to Ekiti people is that by the year 2014, all major roads in Ekiti will be accessible and motorable.
It is not surprising that the focus of government in this regard is the state capital, Ado-Ekiti, while other communities and constituencies are expressing infrastructural development in no small measure. In pursuance of this agenda, several roads leading to the state capital are undergoing rehabilitation, while some are being totally reconstructed.
There are other road initiatives, of course, that are currently ongoing in the state capital. The Jigbo Roundabout Baptist Secondary School Road in Ilawe is joining the Ilawe Ado-Ekiti and Ilawe Baraudo Ibuji on state boundary. The Ojumose Okeyinmi Road Police Headquarters, of course, is joining the exit arterial road to Igbehin, Itaore, and the boundary of Osun State. Of course, the old garage Ikere-Ekiti Road, which we have now decided to also dualize to Ondo State boundary, are equally being taken to rehabilitate and reconstruct all the bad roads across the state. And to name a few of these, the Ado-Afao Road is almost nearing completion. The F1 Ipole Iloro Ikogbose Road is almost nearing completion. The Moreise Road is also virtually completed, just as the Luomoba Ijesha-Ishu Ikole Road is nearing advanced stage of completion as well. Of course, the Oye Ayede Ikun Road is also under rehabilitation, as well as the Aramoko Ijero Ushi Ido Road, which has almost reached Ayebole now. In all of these, we know that our people are passionate about good roads. Even though resources are limited, we have pledged, and we know that it's a promise we must keep, to ensure that by 2014, Ekiti State has the best network of roads in the whole of the entire southwestern part of Nigeria.
Apart from these ongoing road projects, arrangement had been concluded to dualize Atikankan Baptist Road and Old Garage Ojumose Road to give the state capital a facelift. In recognition of the temporary pains the project may cause to the people, the state government has begun the payment of compensation to owners of properties that will give way to the dualization project. At the flag off of the payment of compensation to those whose property will be affected by the dualization project, Governor Fayemi said the gesture was to ameliorate the pains the demolition will cause the property owners.
It is my pleasure and a privilege, a rare one at that, to present you, sir, with this compensation check for your property that is affected by the dualization of the inner Ado-Ekiti roads. We know this cannot fully cover everything, including your emotional attachment to this particular property. But it is our hope that the result of this improvement will be a beauty to your eyes, and the kind of improvements you've been praying for to happen to Ado-Ekiti as a chief in the Council of Ewi, and also during the tenure of Kabiyesi Oba Adejugbe III. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
About 200 million naira is being paid to 111 identified property owners along the sections of the roads. The governor said the payment of the compensation will pave way for the contractor to move to site.
Technical arrangements for the dualization of Old Garage Ojumose Atikankan, Igbehin, First Baptist Church roads. The contract for the project, covering 1.7 kilometers, has been awarded to Messrs. Heartland Nigeria Limited for the completion period of 10 months in total. Although Messrs. Heartland has been working in other parts of Ado-Ekiti, as many of you will have noticed, because of the complexity surrounding the dualization, it has deliberately delayed the work affecting these parts until now. Again, as I said, because it's important to us that we all secure the agreement of the majority, if not all of our people, in this venture. And I'm glad that the bulk of the population affected that we have engaged in the course of negotiation and compensation are now fully on board on the initiative.
In his opening remarks, the special advisor to the governor on land matters, Mr. Remi Olorunleke, said the payment of the compensation was being done after a thorough evaluation had been conducted on the properties.
The upgrading of roads and urban renewal program are part of the project undertaken to achieve this. Pursuant to this vision, therefore, His Excellency Mr. Governor issued an executive directive to my office to embark on the valuation of all the properties that will give way for the construction of the allied roads within Ado metropolis. The Bureau of Lands, working in conjunction with the Ministry of Works and Transportation, identified 111 properties along the sections of the roads that will give way for the dualization project, and 46 other properties affected by the urban renewal program. The enumeration and valuation of the properties were done accordingly by the Bureau of Lands, preparatory to the payment of compensation to the accredited beneficiaries. To achieve all success of the program and to legitimately acquire the properties, the land and properties for the construction of the roads in line with the provision of the Land Use Act 1978, His Excellency the Governor graciously approved 190,860,923 naira for payment of compensation to the certified beneficiaries.
Mr. Olorunleke said another 83.6 million naira had been earmarked as compensation for 46 property owners affected by the urban renewal program.
Let me, however, inform you that the payment of compensation claimants whose properties were affected by the urban renewal project will soon be effected as due diligence policy of the state government are duly observed on the matter.
The Commissioner for Works and Transportation, Mr. Shola Adebayo, in his address of welcome, expressed optimism that the dualization project would give the state capital a facelift.
I want to inform you that the present administration, under the leadership of our amiable governor, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, has brought a lot of honor to the people of the state, in which today's ceremony is one of them. To give our state capital, Ado-Ekiti, a facelift through the dualization of these important roads. It is important to note that the roads will surely improve the traffic situation in the city, and it will make Ado-Ekiti a worthy state capital. It is therefore my honor and pleasure to welcome you all to this important program on the payment of compensation to beneficiaries of the buildings to be demolished along the two roads, in fulfillment of Mr. Governor's 8-point agenda to make all major roads in the state motorable by the year 2014. I hereby in Ado-Ekiti for the benefit of the citizens.
In an interview, some dignitaries at the occasion described the gesture as unprecedented.
But it's a very landmark achievement on the part of this present administration. I think it's another attempt at promise kept. Ever before now, the government of the state has promised the people that they are going to construct, rehabilitate the Ekiti state capital. They are going to make Ado-Ekiti look like a mini London or other big cities as we have them here in Nigeria, and that some properties are going to be affected before the demolition. Of these structures and property, the government of Ekiti has deemed it fit to pay compensation to people who are involved. Let me confess to you, this is the first time we are having it in the annals of these things. We have never had this kind of experience. And I think Metro is under the leadership of Dr. Kayode Fayemi.
It's never happened before. Something has not been done. We have been giving them money. Not after, before. We took injection. And the government is doing fine. And in a year time, you see wonder.
We want to thank His Excellency Dr. Kayode Fayemi for this gesture. We thank him immensely and we appreciate him for the education going on in Ado-Ekiti.
Thank you very much. Rules in Ado-Ekiti. Has it happened before, and how do you see it? Your comment?
Thank you very much. This is the first time such a thing will happen in the Ekiti state. It shows that the government really means business. The business of developing Ado-Ekiti, the business of developing Ekiti land, the business of creating a first-class route that will stand the test of time. That is why the government did this. And the government doesn't have interest in just acquiring property for property's sake, but to compensate those whose property were acquired to give way for overriding public interest. Because the interest of the society is to give them good road. So that is what the government tried to do. And the government has gone an extra mile by compensating the people, not just acquiring, by compensating the people. And this is what we want. And nobody will hear any grievance, nobody will feel bad concerning this. And everybody will be happy that, after all, the sacrifice is the development of Ado-Ekiti and the state in general.
Some of the property owners said the demolition is a sacrifice they have to make for the development of the state capital, and thank Governor Fayemi for paying them compensation before embarking on the demolition.
Well, I am forced to accept because I want the progress of Ado-Ekiti, the development of Ado-Ekiti. The Kabiyesi gave me the authority that I should allow Fayemi to do whatever he wants in a little way to Kelani. And we played a great role, and I am sure God will be with all of them.
ìjọba ẹ̀ á bá wa lára mú ní wa lára gbogbo nǹkan tó bá ti ṣe fún wa ló máa gbọ́ sí ìrọ̀rùn àtọmọ àtọyà ẹ ṣé wọn. dánìkan ò ṣe rí báńkì tó ṣe dánìkan ò rí rí báńkì tó dáná dánìkan ò dárí báńkì tó ṣe tuntun. When I was told that they marked my shop for demolition, I was troubled. This is a property that for the next at least 20-30 years I will still be calling because I'm not using it personally. I rented it out and that person is giving me money. But now they will demolish it. That money is not forthcoming again. So emotionally I was disturbed. When now you are the money given to us. No, I thank the state government for giving, at least if they demolish it and I'm not giving anything, there's nothing I can do. But so far, I'm giving this money now. I thank them very much that God will continue to empower him.
Fáyẹ̀mí ò máa bá ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ.